And welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3. Last time, we finished up our business in Tartarus by traveling back in time, of course, and now we have returned to present day, which in-universe is July 6th. And before I get on with the social link for today, I did want to stop by the pharmacy to show off some of the items that we can buy here, and in particular, I'd like to buy a few disc charms, just in case I end up needing these. I also want to buy a few band aces, as these are functionally equivalent to revival beads, reviving a party member with 50% of their HP, and they're relatively cheap, so that's a pretty good pickup. One other thing that's worth considering buying in Persona 3 Reload is that the pharmacy also sells multi-targeted healing items. In particular, these first aid kits M's are actually quite good. However, they're also quite expensive, so I'm not going to buy them. They shouldn't be necessary for the upcoming battles. It's just an option that you have if you're a bit more flush with cash than I am. Also take note of the super cat food that is sold in all versions of the game. We'll be needing this later, but not right now. One other quick purchase that I made is something for Yukari. I actually bought Yukari some combat boots to increase her evasion. When paired with, well, it's not slight what I was thinking, but basically, I just want Yukari to have decent evasion for the boss fight that's coming up, because Yukari's going to force herself into our party, and the boss does use a leg attack, so we want him as much evasion as possible. These Thunder Earrings will also do a good job in reducing the damage, though note that it does not overwrite the elect weakness. With that taken care of, let me see, did Fuka text message me? As a matter of fact, come with me to Polonia Mall on the way home? Going there alone makes me nervous. Alright, let's spend some time with Fuka. We'll meet up with her, and then of course, instead of immediately going into the social link, we just have to talk to her again. If you're leaving, would you like to go shopping with me? Why, that sounds delightful. With Apsaris even, we might get along just peachy.
Sorry for taking so long. I wanted to buy something to use as a secret ingredient in my cooking. But I couldn't really decide, and I wasn't sure how to use whatever I'd buy.
You should probably start simple, Fuka. Don't overcomplicate things.
Yes, you're right. I haven't even gotten the basics down yet. I'm getting way too ahead of myself. First thing I need to do is find something that I can actually make. I'm still having a lot of trouble getting things right, but I can't give up yet. Not after all your support. And it's not like I have any other redeeming qualities.
Hey, don't be thinking like that. Come on, Fuka, you're a hard worker.
No, that's not true at all. I mean, everyone in our group works hard, and beyond that, I think you all have something that you're good at. Not me. I mean, I guess I'm sort of good with machines, but that's it. It's honestly not worth mentioning. Really, I just happen to like them. It's not exactly something worth boasting about. When I was little, I remember my dad's hobby was to work on complicated sound equipment. He'd fix things like broken amplifiers, or headphones that only played sound on one side. I've always loved watching him work on those things. That's probably why I was drawn to working with machines in the first place. But I don't think that would be very useful to repay everyone's kindness. Plus, if we do ever have any technical needs, like when we're fighting, then we've always got the Kirijo group's support. Not to mention that I'm kind of embarrassed about it all. I mean, it's not a very feminine hobby.
Hey, come on, not at all, Fuka. Don't be self-conscious about that.
Later. Thank you. I sure seem to talk about my problems a lot, huh? I wonder why it's so easy talking to you. I feel like you stop me from being so negative all the time. Actually, I might owe a lot to you in that sense.
I think Fuka trusts me now. Seems we've grown closer. And for our efforts to get Fuka to respect herself just a little bit more. Come on, Fuka, you do plenty, right? She reaches rank 4. Well, it's a good thing we took the opportunity to give her this pep talk. Can't be letting her get those doubts in her heads when we've got a big fight coming up.
Oh, it's getting late. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk so much. Let's go home.
Fuka and I went back to the dorm together. Hey, what's that on the counter? Looks like the product I ordered has shown up. And we get some chocolate and some Dr. In jelly. Sup, dude? Tomorrow's the day. If we lose, the city gets overrun with the Lost, right? We gotta win this, no matter what. You down for hitting Tartarus later? I wanna pack on some muscle. Oh, that's right, Zealot-kun. For tomorrow, I think I'll have you stand by at the dorm, just in case. So if there are preparations you need to make, please take care of them today. That's just Puka helpfully letting us know we're not going to have any free time tomorrow. So, we have a big battle coming up. This may very well be the last time we get an opportunity to talk with our friends. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. So, let's just get what everyone's thoughts are for tonight. Let's talk, Fuka, even though we already talked today. Not picking up any signs of a shadow related to tomorrow's full moon. Looks like we just have to wait until it appears tomorrow. Yep, nothing to do but stand around with our thumbs in our rear end. So, full moon's nearly here. Things are about to get exciting. I can't wait to see what we're taking on. Alright, but don't regret that, Akihiko. It's almost a full moon! Anyways, just leave everything to me. I'll take out the enemy in the blink of an eye. Oh man, I'm so pumped. I sure hope I can get some sleep tonight. And finally, Akutsuki, what do you got to say? Tomorrow my hypothesis will be put to the test. A shadow will appear during the full moon. This is all quite exciting for a researcher such as myself. What exactly are you researching? Well, we can just think about that in our own time, or maybe even ask him later. That aside, could use a little bit of fish, just to build up the old gray matter. Make sure that I am fighting with sound strategies tomorrow. Switching over into FES before we get into the big night, I did want to do some quick fusion to make some stuff that would help me out, or rather, make one thing that would help me out in the upcoming boss battles. Now, I actually do want a Strength Rakshasa, but I want one that's stronger than this, and fortunately I found a relatively inexpensive fusion combo that will make use of this Rakshasa and then get me an even better one. I'm going to take this Alp and fuse it into the Rakshasa in order to get access to a Barith, who, as you can see, will get a considerable bonus from our Hierophant social link. There we go. This guy's looking pretty solid, and I registered him into the compendium, so we'll have access to some of those skills for fusion options later when we can pull this guy out and it doesn't break our bank. Now I then want to turn around and fuse him into this Nigimitama that I've just been carrying around, and that's actually the exact combination of skills I wanted to get there. Something besides Patra might have been nice, but I can't really expect too much because I believe Rakshasa cannot inherit any elemental magic, so this is pretty good. Double things is a nice Pierce coverage option. I wanted our Auto Tarukaja, and Rebellion might be useful every now and again. But the real reason that I want to fuse up a Rakshasa, rather than just stick to the one that I already had, is because of that skill that he's going to be learning there, Getsue. So let's just create this guy real quick. There we go, he's looking pretty solid. He also learns Zionga at level 20, which I don't know if he's gonna reach while he's in my party, but that's cool nonetheless. So with that taken care of, I'm actually going to take the opportunity to do something that we otherwise really haven't had a chance to do in Persona 3 FES, or Portable for that matter, or Reload for that matter, but we have plenty of free time to do it in FES because, well, on Mondays, we really don't have anything else to do if we're not going to Tartarus, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to equip my freshly created Rakshasa here, and we're going to swing on down to the arcade. On Mondays and Thursdays, there is an arcade game available that is quite helpful to Rakshasa. We can play the punching bag. The stat-raising games at the arcade increase their corresponding stat. In this case, the punching bag increases strength by 3 points. Very nice once we've maxed out our other social stats, because we'll have plenty of free time to hit these up in Persona 3 FES and Portable. There is not quite as much to do at nights as there is in Reload, but that little extra bit of strength should help out Rakshasa in the coming battle. Over in Persona 3 Portable, I made a couple of preparations quite different from the ones that I've made in FES and reload, let's go over the ones that are mostly similar. I just did some equipment change-ups. I didn't really have anything good for the Femc, so I got her a Thunder Charm. I also, of course, have the original Naginata, which has the Legion effect, and a Source Bow for Yukari. Didn't bother making anything for Junpei, though I do have a two-handed sword in reserve. I'm not going to be bringing Junpei along in Portable. Akihiko is just going to be so much more useful, so we'll be going with Yukari, Mitsuru, and Akihiko when it comes time to form a party there. I did do some shopping, though. I got some medical powders and some Meipatra gems, which turned out were being sold at the Aohige pharmacy in this version. The Meipatra gems will come very in handy. Also got a supply of Revival Beach, which also should come in handy. Don't have any particular special Persona fusions I did, but with the Personae I had, you'll notice that Huapo has a weirdly high magic stat. That's because I had a ton of Onyx, like 26 pieces of Onyx, so I bought up a bunch of wand cards to power up Huapo, and then I bought up a bunch of sword cards to power up Ares. Not for any particular reason that I went with this Persona, but he was the best physical fighter I had, so even though he doesn't have Getsue, which is actually a notable skill to watch out for right now, I decided to give him a huge amount of strength anyway. I would not recommend doing this in FES, but in Persona 3 Portable, this actually is not that big a deal. This is not as wasteful as you might think it is, and we'll go into why when it becomes more pertinent. Just know that I'll be able to do things with this guy later. Aside from that, that's all the preparations that I really did. I also have a life ring in the reserve that I can give to the Femc when the Thunder Charm is no longer useful. Yukari is also rocking a Thunder Charm for the upcoming battle. That's all there really is to say. The only other thing we can do tonight is study.
Good morning.
Zelly-kun, how are you feeling today? I'm perfect, honestly. Not tired from Tartarus exploring like Junpei wanted to do. That's really reassuring. I guess that's why you're the leader. By the way, we're going to have a quick meeting about the operation tonight, so please return to the dorm immediately after school. And sure enough, when class has ended for today, there will be a full moon tonight. A powerful shadow may appear. I should return to the dorm and prepare myself.
Any luck, Fuka?
Just a moment. I found it. I'm picking up a large shadow in the city.
Hey, you were right. Yes, it seems like our full moon hypothesis was correct.
It's located in Iwatodai, inside a building on Shirakawa Boulevard.
Shirakawa Boulevard. They've been finding the lost in pairs lately. Now I understand why.
In pairs? Ah, now I understand.
What's on Shirakawa Boulevard? I'm not familiar with that area. I've heard about it, but...
Oh, that's where all those hotels are. That explains a lot. You've heard about them, right, Fuka? Where people go to, you know.
What? What is wrong with you?
Come now, don't let your imaginations get carried away. They're no different from any other hotel. The rooms are just a bit more... exotic. That's all.
Oh, really?
I don't know about this. Maybe I shouldn't go.
Ah, look at you, Yucatan. You're such a child sometimes.
What? Who are you calling a child? All right, fine. Let's go. I'm reserving a spot in the lineup for today's operation. No objections.
You could just do that?
So, who's gonna take the lead?
I don't see any reason to change leaders now.
Alright, works for me.
Yamagishi, I want you to handle support during the operation.
I'll do my best.
All right. Go ahead and decide on the rest of the team. Let's do this.
Alright, so we get the opportunity to choose our team. Yukari, as she said, is going to be in the lineup with no objections. Let's get everybody's thoughts and feelings, though.
Nope.
I'm going, no matter what. Alright. Let me think about it. Don't get overconfident. Let's go with Akihiko. He definitely did wonders for us in the previous operation, and he's built up his skills quite a bit after the previous Tartarus expedition. And you know what? Mitsuru, I feel like she's probably clamoring for an opportunity to redeem herself after the last time. Do not be distracted by your surroundings. Focus on your objective. We're here to defeat shadows. Alright, let's go together, Mitsuru. Alright, let's go. Unfortunately, Junpei, you got the last one. You're gonna have to sit this one out. This will be my first time going to a place like this, you know? Man, I'm getting butterflies. Let me think about that, Junpei. Chairman, you spoke about those hotels like you had some experience with them. You got something to say? Don't worry, I know you can do it. Just be careful. Well, you better be off. Alright, and let's just take one last look at everybody here. Make sure everybody's got the best equipment they possibly can have. Let's see, Mitsuru is doing fine. Let's give her a magic band. It won't be a big help, but it's just a little bit of extra punching power, maybe like 5 or so damage. And let's see, yeah, don't really have anything better for her. Akihiko's doing the best he can with what we've got. Unfortunately, we don't have like a mega power band or anything for him. Nah, I'm just thinking out loud here. And let's see, I got Mitra with the full auto abilities equipped. Definitely want him as a default. I think the persona that I'll be going for the most in this fight is Power, because I've customized him a little bit to be good with Pierce attacks. Let's take a look at Mithras here, see if he's got anything else particularly useful. Not really, but it's still an option we have in the background. And with all that said, we just need to talk to Fuka to commence the operation. Are you ready? I am as ready as I'll ever be. I'll get ready to provide support, so you can head on over. Popping over to FES real quick, in contrast to our previous full moon expedition, we do get an opportunity to actually gear up our people before getting into the thick of things. We don't have to just needlessly delve into Tartarus to do that. So let me gear up my squad that I'm going to be using in FES. Now over here, I've got Yukari equipped with the Source Bow that we fused with Legion, giving her 100 HP. Since she's not going to benefit from her physical attacks very much with this in play, I gave her the Wind Bracers to improve her wind damage. Very important that her combat boots have Evade Elect. If I did not have this, I would probably give her a Thunder Charm instead, just on the off chance that that may be helpful. And like Reload, Yukari forces herself along, does the same in Portable. You have to use her in all versions of the game. Over here, we've got Junpei with a basic sword that has the Evade Wind ability. This really won't be that helpful tonight, but I just kind of want to fuse it ahead of time so he has some kind of coverage for his weakness. And then I gave him a power enhancer so he can start fights with a little extra bit of oomph on his physical attacks. And pretty much same again for Akihiko. Give him a power enhancer just to get a little bit of extra oomph on all the attacks that he uses. With that lined up, I'm going to bring Yukari, Junpei, and Akihiko along as my party for this operation in FES.
Whoa! Looks just like I imagined. Champs de Floors? How do you say that?
It's Champ de Fleurs. It means field of flowers.
This is the place. I can sense the presence inside.
Then come on, leader. Let's get this over with.
And leaving for the operation in Persona 3 Portable, throwing this in because I forgot to mention in Persona 3 FES, but in FES and Portable, there is no cutscene outside Champ de Fleurs. We just go in immediately. I guess they didn't want to stress Terraplat too much with saying any more French.
Leader!
I'm detecting a major presence upstairs. It has to be our target. It's hiding in a larger room on the 3rd floor. Head that way and track it down. Champ de Fleurs, but I'm guessing the only kind of plants they have growing here are cherry plants. Regardless, we've got not quite a mini dungeon here, as we can just head straight to where we need to go. As you can see, there are some people who are in the midst of getting their freak on, and we're just transmogrified in the middle of the act. Hopefully they'll be able to resume uncontested once we finish up our business here. Nothing too interesting in this area, really. But it looks like our objective is over here. So steel yourself and be ready to go in. Though I did want to say, I kind of wish the game did more with this of having regular areas that you explore during the Dark Hour. I think that would have been a kind of a cool idea to have more city-based dungeons. Unfortunately, not something that they went with. We don't really see. This is honestly kind of the last time we see like a serious attempt at making a normal location into a dungeon, as scant as it is. Anyways, game kind of spoils what we've got behind here. It's the Hierophant's chamber. I sense a large presence behind that door. Are you ready? Ready as I'll ever be.
Be careful. The enemy is a Hierophant.
Sticking to tradition, we'll of course start things off with FES, and let's see. Want to make sure everybody is in the proper tactics. I'm going to set Akihiko to heal support so that he can Tarunda the boss to start things out. Yukari really doesn't matter. Junpei, you can either put him in Act Freely or Knockdown to make sure he's just wailing on the boss with physical attacks, or I suppose conserve SP. Junpei has a lot of options for what he wants to do there. I have Rakshasa equipped because Getsue will deal extra slash damage on the full moon, and he has Auto Tarukaja, so we start off with an extra bit of punching power with him in effect. And we have a ton of HP to throw out our physical skills with, so I'm not overly concerned about running into any issues with HP here. As you can see, the only real resistance it has is elect attacks. Well, obviously insta-kills, but that goes without saying. So, let's just get this guy weakened a little bit and see what he has for us. And here comes a Zyonga, naturally targeted right at Yukari to start things out, but that's why I got her the Source Bow, so we can help her out with that. One unfortunate thing about Yukari being in the second slot is that means that Junpei cannot go and give her Repatra. Let's see, we're going to set Yukari to heal support, we're going to set Akihiko to knockdown to make sure he's using his physical attacks, so he shouldn't use, Zio, now that he knows that it's resistant to elect attacks. And this will often be a problem for Yukari here, is that she just has no choice but to get back up after being knocked down. One other problem that we're going to run into that isn't a huge deal but is worth keeping in mind is that Orpheus is also weak to elect skills, so bringing him out to use Cadenza is not necessarily a good idea. As you can see, pretty much no-sell that damage there with all the HP I have, and as long as Yukari is consistently healing us, which, let's see, who's she gonna heal? She's probably gonna hit Junpei. Unfortunately, I don't think Yukari has, Medea yet in this version of the game. Hit with another Sonic Punch. The Tarunda should persist for another turn, so I shouldn't have to worry about using it there. If we're lucky, okay, it ignored Yukari. Alright, what I'm gonna do here is, I'm gonna hit everybody with a, let me see, I'm pretty sure I traded for a bunch of these. Yes, a Fierce Sutra. As you can see, I got a ton of these in preparation for these boss fights. This hits the entire party with Tarukaja, bringing up all our attack. Oh, right, they had power enhancers. No wonders they were doing such good damage. I should have waited until the next turn to use that. I'm forgetting my own strategies here. It's tough to keep track of this across 3 games, okay? Oh well, at least it's still in effect for me. And that's all that really matters, right? And I believe it's going to expire next turn, the enemy's Tarunda. No, right now. Okay, so we'll need to have Akihiko give that one another shot. Luckily, Akihiko is functionally immune to that, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Let's send him to heal support. Not super necessary, but good idea to just err on the side of caution. Yeah, let's go for Getsue. Whatever this thing does to me, I can survive it once the Tarunda goes through, so I'm not overly concerned about it. We might even honestly finish it this turn. It's not a terribly difficult fight in this version of the game. Another Assault Dive from Junpei, which does pretty good damage at this stage of the game. Unfortunately, his attack boost is expired, so he's not really able to get too much out of that. Alright, this thing will hit us with yet another Zyonga, but it's going to Junpei, and that's not a big deal. This Getsue should come pretty close to finishing it off.
Hang in there.
Maybe I should have just had Yukari. Well, actually, no, she has the Source Longbow. What am I talking about? She wouldn't be able to do anything with that. And Junpei, as you can see, that is kind of the power of fused weapons there. His physical attack strike is not that much weaker than Assault Dive, and later in the game, physical attacks are just going to...
Hey, my persona has a new ability. I can tell you if the enemy's performance has been altered. This will help you when you're in battle.
Well, Fuka just kind of interrupted me there with Support Scan. This ability in Persona 3 FES lets us know what debuffs or buffs are in effect on the enemy. This skill was removed with no replacement in Persona 3 Portable because that aspect of the game just became a standard function of the in-battle targeting UI. So sadly, not as much for Fuka to get there, but that's quite a bit of experience there, so that should get us a level up for Rakshasa and also grab him Zionga, which is pretty nice. Oh yeah, and I was gonna say, fused weapons, once we can make the better stuff, will pretty much just outpace Junpei's physical skills.
This thing's the boss? Huh. It's more normal looking than I expected.
Get ready, everyone. It's coming! Be careful. The enemy is a Hierophant.
Moving on into Portable, we're just going to open up immediately. First I'm going to switch to Hoppo. I carded an auto Tarukaja onto that area, so we have a little bit more attack power going into this. We're then going to want to hit this guy with Racunda, then Tarunda, because his damage is quite high. We're going to have Yukari just guard for most of these turns for two reasons. The one is the obvious one. Also, whoops, I forgot to change Mitsuru's tactics there. That's the same exact thing that happened in a practice run I was doing in this fight, for reasons we'll get into later. But let's just have Akihiko hit this thing with Tarunda. That'll minimize its damage quite a bit. Here comes a Prophecy of Ruin. Now, I had Yukari guard there. Okay, yeah, the worst happened. Hopefully we don't lose our turn. If I do, okay, that's great. Fear has a 50% chance of costing us a turn, but the reason I had Yukari guard there is that gives her a 100% chance to... Oh, I forgot to change my tactics too. Oh, well, that's not a big deal. I can do it next turn. But as I was trying to say, that gives her a 100% chance of evading a status effect. So that allows her to use the Maypatra gems that we have in order to just heal up everybody real quick.
Obey my command!
Fortunately, Mitsuru is doing what I was going to have her do anyway, and let's have Akihiko just use his Jack Fists, honestly. That's probably more effective than the other things I could have him do. Alright, good, go for Akihiko there. Let me go get my tactics finally corrected. I haven't actually used Mitsuru, which means she's pretty, shall we say, unideal for this fight, but I'm bringing her along for fun anyway, and also because going forward in Persona 3 Portable, I'd like to bring all the female members of SEAS along for the ride. I'm going to have dedicated teams for FES and Portable. Well, I'm going to keep things a little bit more flexible in Reload. Deja? That's fine, actually. I'm not too pressed about that. Alright, so let's hit him with Agilao, and I actually have a backup for that. Now, one thing that kind of came back to bite me with getting as many sword cards as possible is that for the best sword cards, you need Amethyst. So I wasn't able to get cadenzas, because amethysts are the secondary ingredient for cadenzas. I'll try to avoid making mistakes like that going forward. One thing I didn't make a mistake on, though, is I used some of my amethysts to get Fierce Sutras, so we can bring up our attack power quite a bit. Alright, here we go. There is a chance that the FEMC will miss her turn. And we're going to go for a Racunda here. Okay, I've been having pretty good luck with that. Now, Yukari's gonna have to drop her guard to get everybody powered up. Or cured, I should say. So there is a chance that she'll get tagged with the Zionga, but Akihiko's gonna have a chance to get the Tarunda in anyway, so that's not a huge deal. Mitsuru should deal a little bit better damage here with the Tarukaja and Tarunda in effect, or she could miss. There you go, Mitsuru, you are living up to your destiny. It's probably my fault for not using her too much. She also doesn't have Bufala, so her damage-dealing options are quite dire. One nice thing is that you can tell who the boss is targeting slightly, based on who they turn to face when they attack. If he was turning to the right there, I know he's going for the FEMC or Mitsuru. Turning out to not really need that much of the HP that I have. Alright, let's go for a Garden here. May as well get in a little bit of damage with Yukari. Not bad, not bad. She doesn't even have a wind boost there, but her huge magic advantage over Mitsuru at the present does give her a little bit more of a damage boost there. Very nice.
This thing's the boss? It's more normal looking than I expected.
Get ready, everyone. Here it comes. Hierophant Arcana.
Yukari taking a quick opportunity to break the fourth wall a little there. Let's see here. We're just going to immediately switch over to power here, and we are going to use a torrent shot on it. If we're lucky, we'll get the 4 hits. Even if not, that's still, wow, look at that damage. Very good, very good. And I'm also going to just spend my turns just fully debuffing this guy. This is one benefit of the party that I took, is that we have access to all 3 varieties of debuffs, so we can just have everybody take a round to weaken this guy heavily. This guy has fear-inflicting attacks, as well as elect-based attacks. Definitely something that's a little precarious for Yukari. She'll want to be careful when dealing with that. There's also some light-based attacks incoming, which isn't that big a deal for the protagonist, since we have power on him. Let's see, Yukari is probably just going to skip or stick to using Medea, unless she has her Theurgy in the bank. Otherwise, I think it's just a good idea to keep having her spread the healing around. You know what, I'm just gonna have Akihiko stick to strike or sonic punches. We don't really have the ability to bring up his elect damage at this point. It'll be a little while before we have a way to increase that a lot. Alright, here comes Doomsday Doctrine. Okay, that is a lot of fear on everybody.
Seems to instill fear in its opponents. You'll be paralyzed if you succumb to the fear. Don't push yourself and try to calm down. Yukari-chan.
Alright, let's take a look at what we've got in our inventory here. So we got a bunch of Dyspheres and some Patra gems. Let's Patra up Yukari, and I forget, does she have May Patra yet? That would be really helpful if she actually had that, but I forget if she's learned it by now. Unfortunately, no. But she does have her own Patra, which is actually pretty important. We want to be able to cast the singular Patra to conserve our items, because once we run out of items, we won't have ways for anybody but Yukari to cure fear. You also notice there that the protagonist dodged the Doomsday Doctrine. I think he's coded to just always do that with that first one. And here comes an Assault Dive. Nothing I'm too... Ooh! I was gonna say not anything I'm too afraid of, but that crit was a little nasty. What is with this? Okay, ow. That was unfortunate, to say the least. Let me see here. Is this stuff about to time out? Yeah. When the debuffs start flashing, that means it's about to time out. So let's take a look at our items here. Definitely want to use an Umugi water up after that, because we want to get the debuffs back up and running. We definitely don't want those to expire. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to have the maximized damage the entire fight, because my auto buffs have worn off, and it's not really worth my time to try and set up anymore. I'll take a look to see if I have a mantra possibly to inflate or use Ma Tarukaja on everyone. That would definitely be helpful. And then get the Racunda. We're definitely going to pop off with some Theurgies next turn, unless we're in a really bad situation, although I can probably just substitute Yukari's healing for Umugi Waters with Akihiko. Alright, first thing I want to check out here, do I have a Fierce Sutra, possibly? As a matter of fact, I do, so it would actually be in our best interest to use this. And like I said, now we're going to start popping off with Theurgy, so let's go for a Cyclone Arrow here. Oh, you know, I should have checked, I should have had Fuka scan him to check his weakness, but look at how much damage that's dealing. And that's just with buffs and debuffs in effect. Once we actually get some wind boosting equipment for Yukari in this version of the game, we'll be able to get a huge amount of extra damage out of that. Okay, I kind of figured that's what we were looking at for this guy, but always a good idea to make sure. Indeed, Akihiko, indeed. Now, let's have Mitsuru fire off with hers. We've also got Fuka's Oracle in the tank, which I may use after the Fierce Sutra wears off. Alright, what do we got on this one? Not bad, not bad. Alright, another Doomsday Doctrine inbound. Alright, looks like that's guaranteed fear on everyone. Bit unfortunate, but nothing that we can't handle. Once again, we just want to do the same thing. A round of Patras to clear that on everybody. Get Akihiko cured up, because he's next in line. Then he can use a Dysphere or a Patra Gem on Mitsuru, and then Mitsuru can fire off with just a little bit more damage. I think next turn we'll have to extend the debuffs again. One thing you'll note about bosses in Persona 3 Reload, particularly the Full Moon bosses, is that they are a lot sturdier than the bosses in Persona 3 FES and Persona 3 Portable. Yeah, those are starting to wear off. Not something I need to have the protagonist participate on. I can just stick straight to using Torrent Shot there. I might actually save my Oracle, because you might be surprised to learn this, but this is not the only fight we're going to have to be dealing with tonight. Just FYI, this guy with the Tarunda. And you know what? We'll fire off more Theurgies next turn. He's probably going to do something like Makoha again, at which point I can just have Yukari get that damage mitigated. It is so nice to be able to just reapply debuffs. That was one of my favorite changes that they introduced in Persona 3 Golden. Or Persona 4 Golden, I'm being silly here. That was not the right name at all. Let's go for a Jack Brothers here. Not going to be as strong as it could be because the attack buff is starting to wear off, but I don't think the Oracle would be well spent here. So we'll hit him with the Jack Brothers. If we're lucky, we'll get the knockdown. Yes, we did. This is actually very fortunate because we're going to get the all-out attack with everybody still having their Mataru Kaja in effect, which I think will be slightly more effective than just going to Akihiko and having him use the Theurgy on the downed opponent. Better safe than sorry. We're going to have Yukari Medea us up here, and that'll also get her a little bit back on her Theurgy gauge. Pretty good amount, actually. Alright, Akihiko, finish this fool off.
I'll tear you apart!
I think I'm getting stronger.
Actually, you know what? I just wanted to point out something here. I was just going to let it ride until the cutscene. But one thing to note about Persona 3 Reload, and this is a difference we won't see for a while in Persona 3 FES and Portable, but I figured I'd just remark on it now. In FES and Portable, when a character learns a new skill that is functionally identical to a previous skill but stronger, the new skill just overwrites the old one. In Persona 3 Reload, you can actually choose which skills you drop from your move list. Though in cases like Garula, it's very easy to just get rid of Garu. We're never going to be using Garu again, so may as well just get the stronger skill in. Akihiko picks up Diorama, which is pretty nice.
We did it! The enemy's been defeated. Great work, everyone. I'll be waiting outside for you.
Alright, let's get the heck out of here. The door won't budge. A strong force seems to be holding it shut. No way! Why? I still sense a shadow in that room. Huh? But we just... It's not the same one from before. But where is it hiding? The shadow should be in this room, right? We have to find it. You know, last full moon, there actually were 2 shadows, though they attacked us at the same time. Hey, anyone want to take a ride on the bed? Not here, huh? I'd like to put an end to this already. Let's see. So yeah, we can investigate the room. Nothing in the heart-shaped chair. We'll just have to keep checking everything. What's about this fridge here? Nothing here. Where else haven't we looked? Is this a bathroom back here? Doesn't seem like it's in there. Let's keep looking. I guess that would be too obvious. This isn't Pulp Fiction. Nothing about this seems terribly out of the ordinary. And let's see, glass. I'm not seeing anything. We'll just have to turn every stone. Actually, speaking of not seeing it... Okay, this is actually... this is a window into the bathroom. Why would... okay. That would be awkward if, like, housekeeping entered without knocking. Hey, this mirror doesn't have a reflection. Hey, is it just me, or is there something weird about this mirror? Where am I? My head feels foggy. I can't remember why I'm here. What was I doing? I feel like I'm forgetting something important. I can hear the shower running in the bathroom.
Embrace your desire.
It's a strange voice ringing inside my head.
I am the voice of your inner self. Revel in the moment. That which cannot be felt is merely a dream. The present is all we have.
It's all the same to you. I actually kind of look forward to the future if I plan well for it, or at the very least if I roll with the punches.
The future is but a fantasy. Memory a fabrication. Let your desire free you from your shackles. Such is your wish.
Let's see. Look, buddy, I got a job to do.
Pleasure is what you truly seek. You stand before the doorway to bliss. You cannot deny your instincts. Embrace your desire.
No, I'll pass. My mind is getting clearer. Seems like something was trying to manipulate my thoughts. Someone turned off the shower in the bathroom.
What was I... Huh?
It's not what it looks like. Well, not the worst hit I've taken recently. Seems like Yukari's thoughts were being manipulated as well.
I can finally reach you! Can you two hear me?
Yeah, I hear ya. What's going on?
I'm sorry I couldn't contact you sooner. The shadow was interfering with your thoughts, so I couldn't reach you. Looks like you two got teleported away as well. The group's all been separated. The enemy is still in the same room. Let's regroup and then head back there. Did you hear that, Yukari-chan?
Yeah, I heard you.
Did something happen?
It's fine. Come on, let's go. And how about we don't mention this to anyone? Got it?
Hey, I'm a silent protagonist. My lips are sealed.
I'm sorry.
I only sensed the one shadow. And I hate to bear more bad news on top of this, but the barrier's gone up within the building. We won't be able to reach it this way. So we can blame that shadow for getting us trapped down here. I'm going to try and find a way to break this barrier. In the meantime, please reconvene on the second floor. Alright, so we just have to meet up with Akihiko and Mitsuru. Wonder what happened with them. So you guys were on one floor below, huh? Didn't expect another one to be there. Anyway, you two come out of it all right? Anything happen to you guys? Nothing odd, nothing at all. Oh, could it be? I get it, it's the mirrors. The readings from the mirrors in the guest room seem to be resonating with the main shadow. If we can destroy those mirrors, then maybe we'll be able to break the barrier. Alright, so what rooms are these mirrors in? I sensed something from rooms 204 and 205. Try heading to those two rooms first. Alright, so we have a clear objective, and it's helpfully marked on our map as well. Not much of an investigation, really, but hey, that's what the game decides to do, so who are we to deny it the opportunity? Hey, what's here? I would just like to say that in Persona 3 FES, the voice does not actually, well, have a voice, so it's just a text here. How about an FES? What happened with Junpei and Akihiko? Didn't know there was another shadow. Anyway, you okay? How about you guys? Huh? Of course we're okay. Seemed a little defensive there, Akihiko. Hopping over to FES for a second, it's worth it to note that Fuka gives us no hints where the mirror we're looking for is, and also there are some wimpy enemies roaming around. Something interesting about the enemies featured during the nights of the full moon is that regardless of your level, they will never be intimidated by you, which is kind of funny on New Game Plus. Now, in Persona 3 Portable, we do not have a scene with Yukari. Instead, we have two possible scenes that can happen here, depending on if Junpei is in your party or if Akihiko is in your party. I forget how the game decides. I actually don't know how the game decides who appears in the scene. If you have both of them in your party, it doesn't really matter though, because I've recorded an alternative version where we just had Junpei. Now let's see let's just see the version where it's Akihiko. Then we can switch over to the Junpei version.
Hey, it's your turn next. Whoa. What the hell? What's going on here?
Jeez, Akihiko, put your clothes on!
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Akihiko-senpai, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Did something happen?
All right, let's go. And about what happened earlier. Could you keep it a secret? Please?
Huh? Wait, what's going on? Why am I half naked? Huh? Sure, but so soon? Nah, this is no time to push my luck. Alrighty, be right back.
Junpei-kun, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear ya.
Did something happen?
Well, maybe we could try this again some other time. Just joking. Let's go.
Seems to be something here. Hey, a soul refresh. I think that's a status cure item. I always think it's a SP restorative. Let's see, that's not a soul, that's a soul drop. That's what I get it mixed up with. We're looking for soul refresh. Let's see, cures distress, confuse, charm, and rage and fear for one ally. Could have used one of this in the previous battle, honestly. This mirror seems to be kind of normal. I think Fuka's barking up the wrong tree with this one, but we'll take a closer look at it anyway. Well, there's the mirror, so we just break it, right? Alright then, time to end this hoax. Wait, hold on! The signal's close, but I'm not entirely certain that this is the right mirror. Could you check the other room too, just in case? That's a good point. Better to be safe than sorry, so let's cover all our bases first. Good idea, good idea. I don't know, this one just doesn't have a mysterious or dangerous vibe to me. Certainly doesn't seem to be connected to any shadow. Now let's take a look at the one in 205 on the other hand, because who knows what's going on with this one. And hey, unless we were all vampires and we didn't realize it, and given that we shone in the last mirror, probably not. Okay, there's the mirror. Oh wait, something different about this one compared to the other one. Yukari, how are you not noticing this? You sure? Looks the same to me. You notice anything, Zeller? Our reflections. Oh, now that you mention it, the mirror is reflecting everything but us. Yeah, looking back on it, I think it's the same thing as the mirror in the room the shadow was in. There's definitely something up with a mirror that reflects everything except people. We can't know for sure if this is the right one, but do you want to try breaking it and see? Hell yeah, let's just smash it. Smashy smashy. I knew it! Now we should be able to get to the shadow, right? Huh? Actually, the seal's still intact, but that should have... Don't panic. Can you pick up any similar signals? Let me see. Got it! I'm getting a signal from a mirror on the 3rd floor. Then we just have to break that one too, right? Fuka, can you tell us which room it is? Tell which room it's in? Sorry, I can't pinpoint the exact location. There's too much interference from the main signal. Guess we'll just have to go and find another mirror that doesn't show our reflection. It should be inside one of the rooms on the 3rd floor. Good luck. Alright, this should be easy enough. I forget if there's anything else in the other rooms, like just extra items if you happen to check. May as well take a look. Being in a locked room might actually be safer for anyone inside right now. Okay, so we can't actually do anything with like that. The lock is jammed and broken. Alright, and if I remember right, the room we're looking for is this one in this back corner right here. It's weird when we get those pop-ins in the top left and the dialogue is not voiced. Ha! My memory served me right. What should I do with this mirror? Let's smashy smashy. Boom. The main signal is completely gone. The seal should be broken now.
All right.
Excellent. And the target's room should be accessible now. We're we're behind schedule. Let's move. I didn't realize we had a strict timeline for this. I mean, I guess before the dark hour ends, but it's kind of ambiguous if the dark hour is actually an hour, or if that's just a fancy name. I mean, I guess there's a couple times where they reference it being just an hour, but it seems kind of weird with how long we explore Tartarus if it's just an hour. Maybe it's tied into that thing of time works differently in Tartarus. Anyway, back to the Hierophant's chamber. Are you ready? And once again, as ready as I'll ever be. The double feature continues in FES first, with the Lovers.
It's the source of the mind manipulation.
Huh, I'm not familiar with that Arcana, Fuka. Anyways, let's get the Lovers scanned, and let's continue as we were before. I want Akihiko to stay heal and support. Now that Yukari does not have to worry about her weakness being hit, this thing has nothing that is of much harm to Yukari. We can instead have her just focus on attacking, although, tempting to put her on heal and support, but I don't think it's necessary. So, once again, we just resume with the Getsue spam. Now, if I wanted to, I actually have quite a bit of Onyx in my inventory. I could have bought some sword cards in order to really ratchet up Rakshasa's offensive capabilities. However, also my team order has been slightly shuffled because we were separated like that. But it's not really worth it to use stat cards on Persona you don't plan to keep for a while. Also, woof, that's lucky. If the protagonist gets hit with Charm, you are in for some trouble, as there is not really much you can do to manage that, because the protagonist is the only one who can cure status ailments guaranteed. Ailments, especially Charm, in Persona 3 FES, forgot to take Akihiko off of heal and support there. Not a big deal, though. But Charm kind of breaks the AI, and ailments in general do. Rather than curing ailments, even if they have the ability to do so, the AI loves to make sure your HP is full before they even consider restoring your status. This is an especially big problem with Yukari, who learns Charm D as one of her main skills. It's very frustrating to deal with, and when we get to later fights where the enemy can multi-target Charm against you, you definitely want to have Charm immunity for your protagonist so you can just deal with that junk as soon as it happens. Fear is another good status to have coverage for that kind of thing. Here comes Maragi on. This is a skill that makes it rather perilous to bring Mitsuru here. Now, because our attack is wearing off, I'm going to use the Namugi Water, because the boss's attack is also going to restore itself to its condition, or full condition here, so we don't want to be at lower HP if it decides to use Maragi on again. Yukari, how'd you miss that one? Oh well, not a big deal. Even though I have all those Fierce Sutras in my inventory, this thing is so close to dead anyway. I don't really think it's worth it to go for it. If we were, like, one level higher, I could probably find something to fuse that would give Junpei an even better weapon. Spirit Drain? What's even that nonsense? Honestly, if it's gonna do that, I'm not even gonna bother having Akihiko Tarunda it again. Let's just get to killing it. Yeah, this fight is not too bad. It can be a little frustrating if your protagonist has a really good weapon and he gets charmed, because that opens you up to being hit for some really nasty damage. But I have Root Knuckles with a Legion ability on it, so I don't have to worry about him winging any devastating crits at the rest of the party. Looks like it's hanging on with just a sliver. This will probably hurt us quite a bit. Oh, never mind, protagonist dodge. Well, let's finish this in style. Get out of here. Oh, come on! Yukari, don't you dare, yeah, there we go. That did a lot more damage than I would have figured. Alright, we win. Let's see how much experience we get here. The bosses in Persona 3 FES and Portable are so generous with experience. Look at that. We gained 3 levels in one night.
How dare you pull shit like that with us? I hope you're ready to die!
We can defeat it this time! Hang in there, everyone!
Damn, Akihiko was even more pissed than Yukari was there. Don't really see that much wrath from him.
It's the source of the mind manipulation.
Actually, Fuka, it's still lovers. Anyways, this is going to go pretty similarly to how the previous fight did. Fortunately, Yukari is going to be able to put in some more work when it comes to damage dealing here, since she doesn't have to worry about covering her weakness anymore. So we can just have her fire off with Garus, and it should deal some decent damage, particularly once we get a Fierce Sutra in, though I'm not going to use it while Defense still has auto-target Kaja in effect. It won't refresh it, and that just feels a little wasteful. As always, we definitely want to get Taruga on it, because that is a great way to mitigate the incoming damage. One nice thing about these sutras in this version of the game, of course, is that we can have Mitsuru, Akihiko, or even Yukari use them, if we so desire. Unfortunately, as I said earlier in the video, I don't have Getsue, so I only have the much more useless Zane, which is only usable, or only at its strongest, on the new moon, which you are very rarely going to find yourself fighting on the new moon. But I do have Power Slash, which is good enough with the huge strength that Ares has at his disposal. More than good enough. Man, could you imagine if I had if I had Getsue backing that? Since Yukari was the only one who took some pretty unimpressive damage there, we'll just have her go. I'm wondering if I should just have Mitsuru guard, but that's not terribly interesting, so we'll run some risk here. As before, we're just gonna have Akihiko go in with his Fists of Fury. Here comes the Maraki Lao, let's see what we get. A little bit of damage there, but nothing I wasn't expecting. Another strike attack onto Yukari. Not anything she's too concerned about. Let's go for a Power Slash here, and until, oh, damn it. Until Mitsuru gets her footing back a little bit, we'll just have her guard. Mitsuru, or Yukari, can use Media's to just keep ourselves a little charged. As you can see, though, Media just has very, very unimpressive healing at this stage of the game. It's really disappointing in this version that Yukari finally learns Media at a point where it stops being all that helpful. Okay, let me see here. Attack reverted. So this turn, what I can do is I can have Mitsuru run a little risk and use a Fierce Sutra on us to get us topped off a little bit. Actually, you know what? Let's... Slight on-the-fly revision, actually. Let's do the Fierce Sutra here instead. Actually, what am I thinking? The boss's stuff is going to run out no matter what. Well, actually, the reason I want to do that is because Mitsuru's going to be vulnerable once that runs out. Nine Karen. Okay, that's lucky. That's lucky. Let's see here. Get the Raccoon going, and that'll get some good damage going for Akihiko and Yukari. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm just gonna have Mitsuru keep guarding here. It's a bit of a shame. If she had Bufala, I'd probably run more risk with her, but I didn't really train her at all when we were going through Tartarus, so she's just kind of here to tank a little bit, but not in a very effective way. Alright, that's a little bit of nasty damage on Yukari, but I'm not overly concerned about that. We can just do another Medea once her turn comes up, or you know what? We can kill the boss here. Alright, this isn't going too bad. That is the power of having a high amount of HP to work with. And Mitsuru got this a little too late. Unfortunate, unfortunate.
So it was you! I'll teach you not to mess with a girl's heart!
We'll get it this time. I believe in you, team.
Speaking of messing with a girl's heart, you'll never guess what ailment this thing tries to use on us.
Unforgivable! I'll never forgive you for that!
Oh, nice little detail there, Yukari. Not only is she going first, she actually gets her Theurgy immediately, which is kind of fun, actually. May as well just pop off with that, why not? Not the most damage we could deal with it, but we're just having fun, alright? Let Yukari get her lick in real quick. Not bad, not bad. Could have gotten more damage out of that if I set up the, what is it, the Raccoonda first. Do I have anything else with Secunda? Let me see here. Does not look like it, so I'm just gonna get straight into what I was doing in the previous fight and unload with the torrent shots. Unfortunately, this guy's resistant to them, so we're gonna have to look for an alternative source of damage. But hey, that just keeps things exciting. We'll also throw out the Raccoonda here, as per usual. And we will also have Akihiko Tarunda it. Once my turn comes around, I'm going to have Fuka scan it, and then I can plan out my actions from there. I'm also going to have Yukari. Oh, here comes a Holy Arrow. Ooh, and it got a crit.
Charmed you! Please, we're on your side!
Oh, jeez.
Watch out! It's dangerous to get hit by that attack while you're charmed!
Not like I had much of a choice, Fuka. Alrighty, let's see. I was going to use the Secunda on it. Well, actually, no, wait, no, I will use the Secunda on it. Akihiko's just going to get up, and you know what? He can heal himself. And while I'm thinking of it, let's have Fuka scan it. Okay, fire immune. We'll want to go with anything but Pierce, Fire, or Elect. So let me look here. What's the next best thing I have after Pierce? Not you. Let's see. Don't have Elect Boost on him. But I do have it on, wait a minute, no. Elect is one of the things I don't want to use. I already immediately forgot about that. Boy, I am on fire today. But he does have Assault Dive. Ooh, man. I don't really have a good thing for the protagonist here. Might be a good idea to go for, just supporting the party. Ooh. Actually, you know what? We got Getsue here, and it's a full moon. Why not? We don't have Slash Boost, but it's good enough. It'll do in a pinch. Whoa! Okay, okay. That also works. That's good for me. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna have Mitsuru use an Umugi Water here, and then I'm gonna have Akihiko diorama himself, and that should do us good. It was pretty unfortunate that we got nailed with that crit there. Okay, and then use the diorama here. By the way, my plan for the Oracle that I have in the tank is once my auto buffs expire, I'm going to make sure everybody has as much HP as possible. That's unfortunate. Luckily, this is actually the one time where the game bucks the turn order to help us out here. Yukari goes first, so we can just immediately get rid of that nonsense. And then we can go for a Getsue. I was not expecting this to deal as much damage as it did. That was completely unplanned. Alright, works for me though, works for me. And hit it with a Bufala here. Mitsuru is good, reliable damage, though she's mostly going to be relying on her Theurgy to hit the big numbers, as you can see. This thing is resistant to Elect, so Akihiko's just going to stick to the Sonic Punches here. If we're lucky, we might get a crit on it and knock it down, giving itself a diorama, but I'm not oh, wow. That was a lot more than I was expecting, actually. Oh well, that's just going to delay the inevitable for this poor fool. One thing that's going to help us out right now is now that I'm going to pop the Oracle, Akihiko's personality trait is going to kick in for his Theurgy gauge, so that should allow him to get his Theurgy going a lot faster. And remember, the Elemental Theurgies ignore elemental resistances and or they pierce elemental resistances, so we don't have to worry about that Elect resist stonewalling his Theurgy power. Let's see, and we need to extend all our debuffs here. Definitely want to keep this thing from getting too powerful. Yeesh, though, that diorama set us back quite a bit. Hopefully it doesn't do that again. Alright, hit it there. What's it gonna do? A Marin Karen on the leader? Seductive Breath. Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
Please, be careful! That mist can hypnotize you!
Look, you're just being paranoid, Fuka. Anyways, Yukari can't really deal good damage to this thing, so we're just gonna have her build up her Theurgy with Medias, as well as keep the party topped off. I'm just going to keep unloading with Getsue. This is actually on the fly. Oh! And you know what? This is where you have to realize it's not always a good idea to go for an all-out attack. Instead, we're going to go for another Getsue, and 476 damage. That is way more. Oh, boy. Oh, geez. This thing is just having an absolutely terrible day right now. That was quite fortunate, I gotta say. Maybe if we're really lucky, this will freeze it. No, unfortunately not. I think bosses might have immunity to that. Anyways, Akihiko's got his lightning spike queued up. I think bosses, at least non-Tartarus bosses, tend to be immune to Dizzy as well. Okay, sexy dance. Oh dear. That's unfortunate. Yukari frenzies, that's fine. As long as she doesn't crit, okay. Luckily, the turn order has shifted around a little bit, so Mitsuru is next in line. Let's see here. We need to... do I have a multi-targeting status here? Also, I always forget that when you're afflicted with a particular ailment, it gets shuffled to the top of your inventory. Alright, so we want to get that on Akihiko. It might be going for that attack again, so we actually want to get it off of me, the charm status. This does mean that Yukari's going to get a chance to... Or actually, no, the Heartbreaker will dissipate that. Oh, wow, that was surprisingly non-threatening. Alright, business as usual. Slight setback there. Not something we can always prepare for. Although, one thing to note, it rarely comes up, but if you are guarding, you actually have... okay, let's see, its buffs or debuffs are about to expire. If you are guarding, you are actually completely immune to ailments. This is one of those rare times where that can come in handy, because we don't really have other ways to protect against ailments, and I was thinking a little bit harder I could have done that. Alright, sweet, sweet. We can get another Getsue in. We don't have the Tarukaja boost anymore, but that's not a big deal. Get that in. We'll need to put in our rest of our debuffs. Definitely want to get the Tarunda in, if nothing else. We do not want to be eating full-powered hits from this thing. I would have liked to be able to get the Fierce Sutra in, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we're just going to continue on the fight with how we've been doing. But yeah, this is a good instance of where it's not always a good idea for going for the all-out attack, because I can guarantee you the all-out attack would be dealing much less damage than the Getsue. Unfortunately, now it's firing off with its fire magic. Who's it going for? That's fine, that's fine. Let's see, attack reverted. I want to think about how I approach this. Let's see, we'll go with the Secunda here, then I'll use a Soul Refresh on Mitsuru, Soul Refresh or Discharm, whichever is at the top of the list. Let's see, why are they not, I guess because the down status overwrites the priority. I'm noticing all sorts of weird things I've never noticed before. Okay, and then we want Mitsuru to guard, and we'll just have Akihiko diorama her. We're going to sandbag, well not sandbag, but we're going to take it a little slow, make sure we're in a good position for the next turn. Alright. Here comes a sexy dance. This is probably going to tag a few people. That's a fortunate selection of people for her to avoid. She's going to heal the boss a little bit. But fortunately, it's not nearly as bad as what the boss is capable of. Let's see. I'm going to go for the Getsue, honestly, and then Mitsuru's going to cure Akihiko. Akihiko will cure Yukari, and we don't have to worry about the Heartbreaker. Let's see here. Cure Akihiko. Could have probably bought a few more Discharms than this, but it ended up not being a big deal. I think the Sexy Dance is also programmed to miss on at least one character every time. Let's see, here comes another Agidine. Unfortunately, going for Mitsuru. Couldn't get the dodge to go through. He's going through another Marin Karen, I suppose. On Yukari. Ooh, she's going to take out Mitsuru, isn't she? Yep, saw that coming from a mile away. That's okay, though. We've got these items to help us out. I forget if that'll put... the way this affects the turn order is... Okay, that does put Mitsuru right back in the turn order. Ah, crap. Okay. That's unfortunate. This fight's going a little sideways now due to some unforeseen consequences. The one thing I absolutely need is that Akihiko get the Tarunda through. And I want to make sure that Yukari can't heal the boss or attack us. So let's use the Discharm on her. And then let's have Akihiko Tarunda the boss. This is getting kind of annoying right now. We're unfortunately getting hit with probably the worst things we could possibly get hit with. Okay, here comes Heartbreaker. That's not a big deal. We are immune to that because I set up all my stuff. No, let's be a little patient here. Secunda it. Let's see, and then get up a Fierce Sutra. What I'm gonna do next turn is have Yukari unload with the Cyclone Arrow, not error. Let's get the Racunda up. And there is a chance that Mitsuru will get tagged with Agidine again. I'm fine with that if it happens. It's not a huge deal. I think I can finish the fight next turn. Let's see here. And I just want to... Do I have anything else that can help me out here? in terms of mitigating its damage. Not really, so I'm just going to use a Mugi Water to top off everyone. This should put us in a pretty good standing for the next turn. What's it going to do? Holy Arrow, that's fine. And especially, yeah, Mitsuru. Oh, come on. Every friggin' time. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It has too much health for that to work. Okay. I'm getting frustrated with that. I'm getting the worst stuff every single time. Yeah, I'm on it. We'll take care of this next turn. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna have Mitsuru guard. That'll cover her fire weakness, and then we should finally get a turn where I can just fire off my attacks and end this fight. Ugh. Yeah, definitely, it was a bit of a flavor reason that I brought Mitsuru, but she's definitely suboptimal to bring to this fight because of Agi dying. Fortunately, when she's guarded, that's not anything we have to concern ourselves with. Anyways, now we're going to unload on this thing and just completely shred its health bar. Cyclone Arrow will deal some good damage, then we'll hit it with... Oh, wow! That is pretty studly damage, actually. And I don't actually have any boosting accessories on Yukari. Cyclone Arrow is such a good thing for Yukari in this version of the game. It really makes her damage shine once we get some accessories for her. Alright, Mitsuru, this thing has been trolling you for pretty much the entire fight, so you get the honors.
Stay where you are!
I've learned a new skill.
I'm glad you're all safe.
Excellent work. The enemy was clever, but you came out on top.
Thank you.
You did good too, Takeba. It's no wonder you volunteered.
Yeah, right.
And you as well. You were able to remain calm during the enemy's mental assault.
Maybe you're finally starting to recognize yourself as a leader. Keep up the good work.
Our team survived another dangerous fight. Feels like the level of trust between us all has grown. Full rank 4. Very nice.
All right, let's call it a night.
Oh, Yukari-chan, about that thing you mentioned the other day.
You found something?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about it later. Alright, we should head back too. Hey, come on, Junpei, let's go! Fuka played a big role in this one again. Seems like the second years are really putting in the work.
Looks like you're really shining out there, dude.
Yeah, but we all did our part, Junpei.
Really now? Well, whatever, I guess.
Don't tell me you're jealous someone else is getting all the attention.
Shut up!
What's his problem?
We successfully defeated the Shadow this month, too. There should be fewer victims for a while. I'm too exhausted to think about all that right now. I should hurry back to the dorm and get some rest.
That was faster than I expected. Quite a show, I must admit. They've been rather busy these last few months, haven't they? And it seems they've gained new recruits, too. Their fighting style is most fascinating. Not to mention they've made several forays into the tower. Well, Jin, are they our enemy?
How about we go ask our buddy? Gonna be seeing him real soon.
Ah, yes. excellent idea. Considering that he shares our fate, it would be prudent to seek his opinion. After all, we don't have much time left.
All right, we should head back too. Fuka played a big role again in this one, so score another for the second years. Come on, Junpei, what are you doing?
Hey, what are you trying so hard for?
There's a somewhat sullen tone in Junpei's voice. Come on, Junpei, we maxed out your social link. Shouldn't you be more agreeable than this? That's such a jerk thing to say. It's not, though.
Oh yeah? Is that so? Like it really matters.
Dude, what's the matter with you? Are you gonna keep sulking because a girl got to be the leader this time too?
Shut up! So, you're the hero again, huh?
Popping over to FES real quick, we can just see that even though he got to participate in the operation, Junpei still has that tinge of jealousy to him. Moving on from this...
Shut up!
What's up his butt?
Also, I much prefer this comment from Yukari. Just gotta come in to say that. And once we get our social link rank up, we get the message that our team has survived yet another dangerous fight. Seems like the trust between you all has grown, even though Junpei is kind of simmering at the moment. You learned a new tactic, Full Assault. Full Assault forces your allies to use damaging skills only, with one notable exception. However, this is the tactic for most of the game you want to use if you want to make serious use of Mitsuru in your party as a damage dealer, as this will prevent her from using her ailment skills while still focusing on dealing the best damage she possibly can with her ice skills.
Well, Jin, are they our enemy? Why don't we ask our buddy? We'll be seeing him soon.
Now, something I thought about commenting on when these three made their first appearance is Jean in FES. For some reason, he is always holding a hand grenade. It is super goofy. It's especially goofy in the introductory scene where he pulls out that guy's information, where he puts the grenade in his pocket, pulls out the piece of paper, puts the piece of paper back, and then pulls the grenade back out. I don't know what his obsession is with holding a grenade. Seems like a dangerous pastime. As always, we have to deal with the unfortunate fact that in FES we cannot save until we can return to the dorm, so we have to carry on a little bit. Let's see here. Finals will start next Tuesday. Geez, we just had an exam. What a pain. Well, maybe pain wasn't the word I'm looking for. English phrases are pretty tricky. Now let's talk about comma splices. Now this question is actually fairly similar to how it is in Reload, but I'll read it out mostly in full because the actual answer you need to provide is slightly different, ever so slightly. I'm sure you've heard all about them before, but to review, a comma splice is when two independent clauses are joined by a comma with no conjunction. Okay, Cullen. Here's a question for you. Dun dun dun! Which one of these phrases is incorrect? And that would be, I failed. It's over now. Given that she was just talking about comma splices, this version of the question is extremely easy in FES. Whoa, I didn't think you'd get it. Good for you. That's a comma splice. Got it? If no one has any questions, let's move on. Pretty Spartan on why that is slapdash English, I gotta be honest. Moving on. Hey, exams are coming up. I'm so excited. Why? Because it gives me a chance to flaunt my knowledge. This time, I'm gonna get the highest score in the entire 11th grade and impress Mitsuru-senpai. Please disregard that last comment. So, would you like to know what popular destinations are in the Bay Area? Absolutely. Now I need to pick up something real quick. I need to pick up a Hierophant since we're going to be hanging out with Bunkichi and Mitsuko today. It isn't important for today, but I will need it for tomorrow, so I may as well just scoop it up right now so that I have it. Money is getting a little tight because I might have been a bit over-enthusiastic with doing fusion for weapons as well as just creating better personae, but we should have enough that I can hold off going to Tartarus for a little bit. And as I've stated previously, we have so much free time available to us right now that, we don't need to really worry about wasting nights on Tartarus. If I do need to go collect money, it'll only lose me 2 academics, and the deadline for maxing out academics is so far off, I really don't need to concern myself with that too much. Anyways, like I said, hanging out with Bunkichi and Mitsuko, let's get back over to Reload real quick. I can hear people talking. It's almost summer break. Let's go somewhere for vacation. Yeah, I want to go to the sea, the mountains, everywhere and anywhere. But first, we have finals starting on Tuesday. Ugh, forgotten about that. At least we have a break after the exams this time, and summer vacation is just around the corner. We have finals starting next week. Might want to study for that. Possibly. Maybe. But that also means that our usual school social links will be unavailable to us.
Pay close attention.
Let's see here. Finals start next Tuesday. Geez, we just had an exam. What a pain. Well, maybe pain isn't the right word. Some phrases can be pretty tricky. Now let's talk about comma splices. I'm sure you've all heard of them before, but just to be clear, a comma splice is when 2 independent clauses are incorrectly joined by a comma instead of a conjunction.
Hey, what's up?
Here's a question for you all. Dun dun dun! Zellercoon! Where is the comma splice found in the following sentence? Because it's 10:30 right now, we will not reach the theater in time. It's already started, to my dismay. Let's see, I believe it's between time and it's, but since I never actually showed this, you can get the network to help you cheat these exams if you are connected to online. And yes, I was correct, but I always get nervous on quizzes and psych myself out on the answers.
Bingo.
Ah, correct. The middle one is the inaccurately used comma. Regardless of how logical the sentence flow may appear, a comma cannot be used to link 2 independent clauses. That's a comma splice. Got it? Well, if no one has any questions, let's move on. I answered correctly. Everyone in the class is looking at me with respect, and that kind of just makes me feel powerful, if I'm being honest. As I mentioned previously, none of our school social links are available. Not that I'd be doing them in this video, but just remember that we're in an exam lead-up, so in Reload and FES, none of our school links are available at this particular moment. But there is one thing I want to take care of before I forget about it. Remember in the previous videos how we've collected the potent medicine in FES and Portable, but not in Reload yet? Well, since we're finally have an opportunity to visit Mr. Edogawa after getting fatigued from the dark hour, that brings you to the nurse's office. And we've heard this spiel all before. You want some potent medicine? I can't just give you potent medication whenever you want. Haven't you heard of the Pharmaceutical Affairs Law? It's an emergency, and you absolutely, without a doubt, need my medicine? Okay, but if you're lying to me, I'll curse your kneecaps so they'll crack every waking moment. Well, here you are.
Okay, then.
This is a special medicine I brewed myself. I don't know if I would call it potent. And there we go, it just goes into our inventory. You got what you wanted, so off you go now. So there isn't an opportunity to rob yourself of the medicine if you reject it in this version of the game, because you can't do that. You instead get a unique cutscene, which would be kind of annoying if you wanted the courage boost, actually. Not that we need it at this point, since, well, we've long since maxed it. But that's where we're gonna call it a video. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, no. But it's my right to waste your time.